want to go over, and I might have discussed this with a couple of you before, but if not, this is a more formalized version of it if you've heard this before. So, are you the victim, controller, or creator? So, there are three accepted archetypes of personalities. And the first one that we tend to see a lot of are the victims. And what happens with the victim is they have the have, do, be mentality, meaning the victim thinks if I have all of the resources, if I have the things around me, then I could be happy or I could be successful, and then, be able to do what I need to do. So the victim is, if I have everything, I can do what I can do, and then I finally find my happiness. I can finally be happy. And that's a really hard situation to be in. And you'll see those people, and they're very reactive to what's happening around them. And in today's environment, you see all those very, very reactive people. It's because they're in this kind of victim mentality, and they're more concerned with what's happening in the current reality around them than in how they're affecting their own reality. The next personality archetype is the controller. A lot of us fall into that category because that is the do, have, be. And so the controller is, if I do enough things, if I do this, I can do it, I'll do it right, I'll make sure it gets done. And the more I do, then people will appreciate that. And then because if I do all this stuff, then I'm going to have the resources, and I'm going to have the appreciation, I'm going to have the admiration of the people around me. And then finally I can be happy with that, and I will, I can be the person I want to be. And that's a very hard place to be. It's a very busy place. When you talk to people and they're like, how are you doing? I'm busy, or I'm swamped. And we all live in this expectation of being frantic in how we do our lives because we've put so much value on doing. And so we find things to do that aren't even important to do. And we find things to busy up our time because we feel the busier we are, the more we do, the busier we are, the more value we have. So there's a very subtle mind shift on that. And then the third archetype or personality type is the be, do, have. This is the creator. So this is the concept where if I could be the person that I aspire to be, and that's one of the things we're going to work on. We're going to work on aspirations and who is it that you want to be. If I can be that person, then I'm automatically going to do what that person would do. Right? So in that, you are the one forming the space, and you are then now naturally doing what that person would do. And in that, you will finally have your happiness, and you will have the things that you want, and you will have the people around you that you want, because you will now be in your being, you will attract those things to you. There's a story that I love little stories. So there's a story about a mother talking to her daughter, and the setup is always different, but the story is very similar. And so what the mother was explaining, or the person was explaining, is that in life, life is like boiling water. And so you can, if you take four things of boiling water, and in one you put an egg, and in one you put a potato, and I think it's three things, sorry. Boiling water. So you put one as an egg, one is a potato, and one is a tea bag. And so, what happens to the egg is it becomes hard, right? It cooks, it becomes hard, it becomes, it becomes solid, right? So that's hard, it like builds up its barriers. The potato gets soft, right? So the hot water, the incidences in the water have made it soft and mushy and pliable. And then with the tea in the boiling water has affected the water. It becomes tea. So now the water is what changes from the tea bag. So in life, you have to choose are you the egg? Is life going to harden you and just make you rigid? Is it going to soften you and make you pliable and lose structure? Or are you going to affect the boiling water? Are you going to affect what is around you? Are you going to be the thing that will affect the people around you and the environment around you. So that's one of the mindsets. Now, I've known this now. I learned this a few years ago, and it was my aha moment. And I struggle. Like, I go between the do, be, have, and the be, do, have all the time. My knee-jerk panic motion is do. So I get it. And these are works in progresses, and there's no, I don't think I know anyone that is like the perfect creator, and they're always in their be place. Everyone slides into, I got to get this done. I got to do this. I got to do this. And so, I'm always trying to find that balance. And so the tools I try to that have worked for me and I try to share are what's keeping us in those balance.